Hello, welcome back to Rookie Season. My name's Andy, aka The Rookie. The man to my left, Steeloid, the veteran.
We're back, finally.
Yeah. After much anticipation, a little bye week.
Yeah,
steal your term.
We had to take a bye week, yeah.
Do you want to tell the viewers why?
Yeah, everything's good. We had a little issue with one of our dogs, Rolo, who's a sausage dog. And any sausage dog owners out there, as I'm sure you know, they're prone to back trouble. Got a little bit scary for a while, but we went to go and see a neurologist.
He's on the mend.
Everything's sweet. Yeah, just 6 weeks of strict crate rest, which, again, anybody with a dog who's had to go through crate rest can attest to just how fucking difficult that shit is.
Fucking hell, yeah. You just want to explain to them.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's for your own good. We're not punishing you.
If we're laid up or a kid is laid up or something, and you can get the Xbox out, you can watch TV, and you can explain to them, trying to explain to a dog why he's being punished. It's like
why you're essentially in prison.
Yeah, it's fucked. But no, it's fine. Today's day 7, and do you know what? Now we've kind of got into the groove with it a little bit, and he's already had 2 surgeries before, so he's kind of he's back in the swing a bit. Yeah. But we're back. Glad to be back.
Yeah, good stuff. Should we kick off with some hockey then? How about that?
Do it.
First of all, Belfast Giants. Congratulations, the EIHL champions.
Well done.
Well, this confused me a bit because they're the champions. So obviously sorry, NHL fans. We're going to go into a bit of British ice hockey for a change. They finish top of the league, most points. They win the championship. So what are the playoffs for?
Well, that's going to be for the title.
Is that a whole different?
Sorry. So they've won.
Is that like the Intercontinental Championship?
So let's say they've won the league title. This is going to be for a cup.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cool because for a 10-team league,
they have the Continental Cup as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can't have hockey without playoffs. I don't think, even though it is a 10-team league. Because it'd be a bit like just the Premier League.
Well, that's what I thought. So they're kind of doing a best of both there, aren't they? So you are the best regular season team.
Yeah.
So what's more prestigious then? Would you say?
You're probably asking the wrong guy with that one. If you were asking me what I would rather win,
go on.
Probably the league.
I think that shows your consistency over a long period.
Because Belfast, they may not even win the cup. They could go out first round.
Congratulations to them.
Yeah, how cool is their logo, by the way?
It's good, isn't it? Yeah. I love their colour scheme and that.
Yeah, so often the logo that you see is the, kind of like the screaming warrior. Is it like some... But then but then when you actually see their secondary logo where it says Belfast Giants and it's got the blonde dude with the sword.
I think that's like their old logo.
That's going back.
I do get retro jerseys coming up on my Instagram and that old one of theirs.
I'd get that.
It's nice.
Yeah, I think that's really sick, and the colour scheme, as you said,
it looks like a He-Man or
something like that. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. We've got a whole episode in the archive talking about how we love throwback jerseys and logos these days are just a little too polished,
too corporate. We can go. That's a whole other podcast. I could go into how much
save it for the off season. Right?
Yeah. When we're desperate for content. Back to the NHL. Vegas.
I know.
We've got to start there, haven't we? Fired the coach, Bruce Cassidy. Replaced him same day. No messing around. John Tortorella. They're in a playoff position.
Just about.
Well, they're in that dog shit division. And they're going to make the playoffs, I'd imagine. So if I have a quick look where they are...
I think they still could.
So they are third in that
what's
Pacific.
Their current streak? Is it a 5-game losing streak?
I'd have to tell you. So they're... I don't know what it says streak, overtime 2. So I'm guessing that's
2 OT losses.
2 OT losses.
Yeah.
And their last 10 is 3-5-2. It's not great, but I don't think you have to be in that division, do you? I'm so they're on 80 points. Utah are the first wild card, are obviously in the Central. They're going to stay in that first.
But they actually have more points than Vegas, don't they? But it's just the curse of being in such a good division.
So the next team down, who they're actually where in Nashville? Nashville in the
Smashville are in. They're in the Pacific.
Okay, so they're the next team.
Oh, sorry, they're not in the Pacific. They're in the
they're in the Central as well.
Central,
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean they're gonna have to drop not Lakers. Wrong sport. The Kings. So they're on 76, who also sacked the coach this year. It's like I don't think there's any danger of Vegas dropping out of the playoffs. Like even if it's to a wild card, because if they do drop out of that, they'll have more points than Nashville anyway, so they'd take that second wild card spot.
I could see it happening, and I think they've gone on damage control and just. I mean, they knew what they were going to do, even if Vegas had won that game.
Yeah.
With Torts in the background. Was it the right decision?
That's what I was going to say. Now it's like, good decision?
No, I'd have probably wrote it out. I mean, remember they wouldn't actually have a Stanley Cup title right now if it hadn't have been for Bruce Cassidy.
So has he been the coach since?
I don't think Inception.
They're not that old.
No,
team,
I think 2017.
Right. So
yeah.
I think this is.
And the first season they actually went to the Stanley Cup final, which is impressive in itself. Yeah. But no, John Tortorella's been around, and he's got it done with Tampa Bay before. I'm not sure if he's won a cup before, but. Yeah, he's kind of bounced around a little bit from teams,
Is he a Sam Allardyce?
Well, he does have quite a tenure at the teams, but he's quite like a polarizing figure in hockey. You just have to watch some of his interviews. I mean, if you ever watch which
wouldn't really fit in Vegas, would it?
Yeah, that's true. He's got some highlights, for shouting at media and stuff like that. And there was something a few years ago about him trying to take phones off his players, and he said there should be a degree of trust here where I'm allowed to go through your phone or something. There was some rumors.
Jealous girlfriend,
there was some players that got traded, so you don't know whether they were just trying
to hide. You won't mind.
Eye twitching. So I think they just bastardized him after the fact. Yeah. But for me, no, wrong call.
This is the new cap. This is the new.
This is going to be. This is the new coach. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that'll be some interesting times ahead in
Vegas was your pick for the West, wasn't it?
I think overall.
Overall.
Yeah.
Overall,
so I chose Vegas.
We'll see.
Look, they could still. Anyone could fucking.
I was going to say that Pacific Division. I don't think there's any threat really of any of those teams winning the cup for now. Again, I've never seen a playoffs before. I can imagine everyone keeps banging on that it's a whole different game.
Yeah.
Like your regular season form, it's out the window now. It's ancient history.
Yeah.
Like you have playoff teams, good playoff teams, bad playoff teams. It's all a psychological game. So
you have to expect going into the playoffs that is the caveat that any team can win it.
Yeah.
Am I still backing them? Would I put my money on it? No.
Yeah. No. Probably not.
Definitely
but
not.
Yeah. So Edmonton, for example, again, pretty poor season in terms of maybe it's not their usual standard. Because they've made the last two Stanley Cups. Are they just getting through from being a good playoff team and just kind of riding the regular season, or have they been?
I would agree with that, actually. Yeah, I would say that they're not overly. I'm
just picking them at random, by the way.
No, that's a perfect example. So from memory, with me, the last two seasons, they started off probably about not 0-10, but damn near close to it.
Yeah.
And then as the season went on, they got stronger, and then they've ended up going to the finals. Edmonton are one of those teams that kind of do switch it on in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been to the last two finals, and then skip a year. The year before that, they went to the Western Conference final where Colorado beat them.
Okay.
So they've always been there and thereabouts. But I even said this at the beginning of the season. I can't anticipate that they're going to be sniffing any sort of final this year.
Leon's out, isn't he? Till at least they said end of the regular season. But then I think when they asked him, I think a journalist I think he's gone back to Germany for rehab or whatever, and they asked him when do you think you'll be out? And he's like, hopefully, if they stay in the playoffs for a bit, I'll be able to contribute. So that sounds like he's not even going to be first round. It might be, if they get to the second or third, maybe he'll be back. But again, is he going to be in top form?
100%. Yeah, because I mean, any player to be in the playoffs at 100% is
after that season.
Yeah, it's
82
brutal.
games.
82 games of being a car crash dummy. You know, but I think while we're on the topic with Edmonton, I kind of would love to see them bow out early because I hate the way that they're treated. Do you remember the whole Skinner, the goaltender?
So he went to Pittsburgh
and they got Jarry.
Yeah.
Just the whole way, the whole pretentiousness of Edmonton, just because of all of the success, and then it's oh well, let's blame the goaltender.
Yeah.
It wasn't a goaltending issue, because he's gone on and look at where Pittsburgh.
Exactly. Yeah. But again, I have not seen loads of Pittsburgh this season. Is he just kind of riding on a good team? I'm not saying he's a bad goaltender, but
Pittsburgh are an aging team.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're in a playoff spot that nobody thought they were going to get.
Yeah.
So that's super impressive in itself, and they weren't even sniffing a playoff spot until they got Skinner.
Well, yeah.
So yeah. Fuck you, Oilers.
Yeah.
I'm happy for the misfortune, but
yeah. Well, we'll stay in Alberta, shall we? So we talk about the game of the week. I'm very sorry you had to watch Vancouver again. So originally we were going to do Calgary versus Tampa. Obviously we had a delayed episode for a week, so we're going to do Vancouver versus Calgary. 7-2 in
7-3.
7-3. Kind of business as usual, isn't it? From that, well, maybe it's not because Calgary aren't exactly a high-scoring team. I think they struggle.
Calgary are shit. I mean, I think Calgary are, if I'm not mistaken, out of 32 teams, I'm pretty sure Calgary are 31.
Right.
And
shall I have a look on the
there's a 17, maybe now a 19-point berth between us and the next team.
Yeah, the 29th. So it's only the
Is it St. Louis? Oh, Rangers.
Wow. Chicago.
Okay.
Not St. Louis are on a fucking hot streak.
Really?
St. Louis are the best formed team in the league over the last 10. I think their last 10.
I thought Montreal probably would have got that credit.
I think Montreal and I can't think who else.
Not Buffalo.
Was. It's not, it might be Buffalo, it might be Tampa. One of them, I think, but it's only by a game or two.
Okay.
Maybe one more overtime loss or something like that. But their last 10, 7-1-2.
Okay.
So they're finding form at the wrong time. It's obviously too little, too late. But why is that? Because that's what I've got in my notes. Why are teams like them all of a sudden finding this gear when it just doesn't matter? Or is that exactly the reason, because they can play with it?
Maybe it's a little bit of freedom, isn't it, I guess? Yeah. And a lot of these players, they're always on the trade block, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they're always at risk of being sent to the minors, getting cut. So it's not as if you can just phone it in.
No.
So you do still have to play, but then is it a case of they're emptying the tank because they know they don't have to reserve anything for the playoffs?
Yeah.
So is that why they're beating these teams?
Yeah. They are still kind of in contention. They can possibly
if they win the next 8 games.
Yeah.
So you said they've just won the last 7.
There are 7-1-2 in the last 10. I'm not sure what.
So that's what? That's 14, 15. So that's 16 points in the last 10.
Yeah.
If they can win the next 8, then that's another 16 points.
Yeah.
So yeah, sure, they could shoot into it.
Definitely so they're well, obviously they're in the same. They're only one place above Calgary, who
yeah.
The thing is, these teams like San Jose and Winnipeg and that above them, who are so at the moment they are 4 points off a wild card.
Yeah.
But there's all them teams above them who are nearer that and probably have more games in hand as well. So it's probably a little too late.
It never surprised me with St. Louis just because the year that they won it.
Yeah.
And I've mentioned this to you before, by New Year they were dead last in the league.
Crazy,
and then all of a sudden they went on to win it all.
That's mad.
I can't foresee that happening.
No.
But
I need to watch some documentaries about that. I love stuff because is that more impressive than the Leicester City season? Just related to football again for a change.
Maybe it's up there. It's up there
because obviously no one expected them. Obviously they've completely played above expectations. but they've kind of done it well for the whole season.
Yeah.
Whereas they have had the shit start, bottom of the league, and they've had to pull themselves out of that. And then not to just go on and, save the season, to go on and win it.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild.
Super impressive.
But then again, I suppose that plays into the playoff
format.
Like, obviously, they didn't have to finish top of the league. So
yeah.
I'd probably still say Leicester if I had to choose.
Would you?
But yeah. Because, I mean, we'll try not to go too deep into football, but...
With the money thrown around, probably,
exactly.
yeah.
Like, no
would
club
agree.
outside of, like, City, Chelsea, United, Arsenal, like, over the past 20-odd years, like, who other than them, that broke into that? And it's not like they were a team like... If a team like Tottenham did it, where they're knocking on the door, maybe you think, okay, yeah. But Leicester, who saw that?
Yeah.
Let's get back to hockey, because I'm going to go off.
Can I just say just one more thing on Leicester? Do you remember me, you, Ollie, and Chris? We went to the village to go and watch Leicester v Man City that season that they won. I think it was like 3-0 after 20 minutes, and we got up and walked out. We just went for some food. But I'm pretty sure that's probably the only time you've walked out of a football game, isn't it?
From my knowledge, I can't think of another time, But yes, so this match then, what for that Matt Coronato to 1 goal, 2 assists. He's on a 5-game point streak. Other than him though, I don't even know if I'd include him. Like, they don't have that star, that points machine. Did Nazem Kadri. He played for Flames.
He spent 2 years there. Yeah.
So he was there. I think he was their points leader at like 40 points. So like decent, not like it's not going to set the world afire. But with that trade, does it kind of show Calgary's direction, like what they are valuing, getting a few future assets in, thinking, well, we're not going to do anything this season, maybe not even next season. Let's just get. Is that I think I've asked you this before. Is that little bubble of teams, sort of above Vancouver, below the wild card teams? Is that the worst place to be?
So do you mean the California teams and Calgary?
Calgary, St. Louis, like I'd probably include Winnipeg in there, like Chicago. Just those teams. Right? These are all just from the West specifically, but obviously the same applies to the East. Just that little bubble where you're not quite the shittest of the shit.
It's a tough place to be. Yeah.
You haven't got enough to push for a playoff team.
Yeah. Well, it's what Max said, when we had him joining us, the whole Minnesota thing where they were not disastrously bad. They would some years they would get a playoff spot, usually 8th. Sometimes they wouldn't, and they were just in that perpetual purgatory where they just weren't bad enough to go first. They weren't good enough to actually make a run at it. Calgary, So I mean they've been bad for some years now. In fairness, getting rid of Kadri, I thought was the wrong move, but I'd have to see what they actually got back.
That's
for
what
that.
I mean. I'd only looked that up quickly before. I'm not sure who they got back, but I mean,
they're in the middle of.
I know who they were anyway.
They're in the middle of a rebuild, and if you were to ask me who do I think would do a better rebuild, Flames or Canucks, I would probably say Flames.
Really?
Even if we go, I just don't have faith in the rebuild.
Even though like Vancouver essentially fucking ripping the whole foundations out and starting again.
We've failed.
That's more of a risk.
We've failed before. We've been on a rebuild.
You've had your heart broken.
Yeah, we've been on a rebuild probably since 2012, 2013.
Yeah. Like the Sagrada Familia, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a madness. Like, and honestly, not to be too look. I love Vancouver. Like, not to be too bleak about it, but if we do get McKenna, I really hope we do well, and I have to lean that way, and I'm going to try and be positive about it. But if we ruined another young star's career, that also wouldn't surprise me as well.
You are very bipolar about Vancouver. Like,
I'm bipolar in daily life, Andy. Come on, how long have you known me?
If you watch episodes back, like, your feelings about it is like a roller coaster. Like, you're like, I think you've said before, like, I'm just really like excited for this Vancouver for next season to see what we can do because we're finally getting rid of players like Quinn Hughes and the big names. I'm thinking, they're actually taking his rebuild seriously now. And then, like you just said there, like, I just don't fucking trust him.
I think we're still hanging on to, in my opinion, Deadwood, though,
Yeah.
which is, you know
exactly
look, I'm about to call him out, but he got 2 assists in this game, and his form over the last 5 games has been good. But do I think he will...
This is Patterson, by the way.
Yeah, do I think he will enter next season in any kind of form? No. He'll go missing again.
Yeah.
So, look, that's my opinion. I'm sorry, because he does still have a lot of support in Vancouver. And I suppose I'm just falling into the category of just the knobhead media types that just, like, want to down on a player. But I'm speaking as a fan.
But you're not... But you're not being unfair, though. You're not saying he's shit. You're not saying he's a bad player. He is a good player. He just something just...
There is a level that we expect.
Like,
if you are paying someone that much, there is a level that you expect.
Exactly, yeah.
And when they're, all the way in a couple of tiers down, for the last few seasons...
Is he your best player, would you say?
Realistically or on paper?
Oh, on paper.
Sure, on paper.
I think your star man has to be consistent. I think you can have a few players under him who might have hot streaks and then he'll go missing that. But you've got that one guy you can rely, Mr. Reliable. Your top guy can't be like that because what the fuck does that say about everyone below him?
Yeah. I feel like he's almost drug. Drug, is that a word? Well, drug is a word. But
it doesn't look right.
I felt like he's brought down a lot of the players, but I'm not in the locker room.
Dragged.
Dragged.
Yeah.
Drug? You could say drug. I feel like he's drugged down. No, that's
I don't think you can, no. Dragged.
There's got to be another word play on drag, though.
Dragged.
Drugged.
He's drugged the rest of the players. And that's why the
Compton cut, mate. It's got take 5. Yeah.
Hello, welcome to Rookie.
No, I just look. Listen, man. I've kind of gone off the deep end on where I didn't want to take this, but I would love to see him go and find his form with another team.
You've said this.
Go and win a cup. Yeah. Be happy. We'll be happy.
Yeah.
We'll shake hands. And that's it. But that's my hot take.
Yeah. That's you wouldn't be surprised if that happened as well, would you? Like with a bit of a team around him where he's not the one you're relying on. He's got a good spot where he can just play a bit flashy.
That's a good way of putting it. Do you know what? That's a brilliant way of putting it, actually, the way you just said that. Because when he was our superstar in the wings, he had the players around him who, if we lost, they would take the heat.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, once those players age out, we've traded them. Bo Horvat comes to mind. Pressure's on him then.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, and to be honest, from what I read, I mean, sports media is just toxic in general, isn't
just
it?
A bit, yeah.
But like the way that they are in Vancouver and a lot of Canadian cities, the players don't really get a fair shake.
No,
they are enemy number one.
Yeah. I've heard that about Toronto, especially like Canada, because that's their sport, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like they're treated the way we treat our football players, aren't they? That's if they're not playing well, they're hounded online, in the street, and Compton shouted at Mason Mount before for parking in a taxi rank, didn't
As if you just dumped him in
they can't get away with it. I feel sorry for them.
He called him a little bitch. He went, this little bitch.
But we'll get back onto Calgary, because this is who I want to focus. They are our last team we're going to do a match of the week on. The home record, 21-12-5. It's not terrible.
No.
It's just that away record stinking the place out. It's just... I think that is the difference, isn't it, between a playoff team. I'm not even going to say like a championship contender, just a playoff team, and just having that consistency, home and away. So they obviously have like passionate fan base who like will really get behind
they
them
definitely do. Yeah.
But,
I think so. From everything I've read, and I'm like 90% sure, but this is their last season in the Saddle Dome,
right?
Which has been their...
That's an awful name.
The Saddle Dome. Well, you think Calgary? It's like Stampede. It's like horses, country-like, isn't it? Yeah. So I guess that's why. What came to mind when I said the Saddle Dome?
Nothing. saddled with this.
Oh yeah, that's a bit of a British play on it, I guess. But no, like with the Saddle Dome, yeah, I think it's their last season, and I'm pretty sure that's been their stadium since inception.
Yeah. Do you know any Calgary fans? Have you ever met one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
so yeah, so when I was PTing at that women's gym in Urmston, what was I doing? I think I was wearing a Ducks jumper just whilst I was training them, and she goes, "Oh right, the Anaheim Ducks," and she starts talking. She's like, "Oh, I'm from Calgary."
Oh really?
I was like, "Fucking hell, that's crazy." So she came here, like, got married, and I was like, "Oh, the Saddle Dome," and she was like, "Oh, I didn't think you'd know that."
Your stuff,
But now she was saying, like, her dad used to take her to games and all stuff like that. So no, we had some good chats about it.
They're just one of them teams where, like, obviously I try not to be online so much, but like when you're in the hockey groups and like there's certain teams where you just never seem to see anyone who supports that team. Like
No.
Yeah, like I see obviously your usual, like even Vancouver has like quite a big fan base online. Like, I can't think of another example really, but
I question that sometimes because I know why I started supporting Vancouver, and Max has said why he did. But like, if you go to a Storm game and there's so many people wearing Canucks jerseys, and I'm like, why do you support them?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna. This is just a theory. If you're getting into hockey and you want to follow an NHL team, we have, as Brits, this kind of snobbery about Americans, don't we? Sometimes, very unfairly. I think a lot of people would want to support a Canadian team, but they don't want to go for the obvious choice of Toronto. Toronto, no, they're too big.
Too on the nose.
So yeah, so maybe when they started to support whoever or whatever year that was, maybe Vancouver were on a decent run of form then. I don't know.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, it fascinates me why you choose a team.
Yeah.
And it fascinates me more than the whole
also,
conversation.
Yeah, family as well, though.
The whole conversation we've had, but if you support your football team, it's who your dad supports. But if you off your own back, like, find a sport, like the NHL, for example, why did you gravitate toward that team?
Yeah.
I think it's so easy for people to go, "Oh, have LA got a team? Oh, great, yeah, I'll support them."
Yeah.
Because the what I support got off the back of like the Lakers.
Well, you're digging content out again now. We're both going for him.
But why did you support the Lakers? Kobe. It was Kobe, wasn't it?
Kobe. No, but I supported before that.
Okay.
Magic Johnson.
Oh right. So it's a similar reason. Like, it's just a star player.
You chose a player.
Well,
you went with a player.
Let me ask you this then. If we'll use Compton for example, obviously you not really into ice hockey, but say you already support an LA team, and I'm getting into hockey now. Like, is it not a good idea just to stick with the city you're already? Or do you think there needs to be more?
I can't argue against it. Maybe a little bit more diversity is needed. But, because, I mean, why would you go?
Because you're not from there anyway. I understand what you're saying. You've got no connection to that place anyway. So why does it matter?
Say if you watch the Olympics and you're like, "Oh, I really like that hockey. It's really entertaining, and I like the Lakers. Oh, they've got the Kings. I'll watch them." And the Kings played like the Canucks have this season.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna. That's not gonna make you a fan.
I don't know. Like, some people like the struggle, don't they? Like,
mate, the struggle.
Some people like the struggle. Like, well, I mean, it's Boston are doing quite well at the moment, but they weren't when I kind of decided to support them.
No.
But I didn't want to go for the Avalanche and stuff because I've got this it's this little City fan in me back from the 90s when City was shit.
Yeah.
That I still just want to you kind of enjoy the struggle that we're all in this shit together.
Yeah, Boston, like I've said this to you before, Boston are a team that are always there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
They handle rebuilds with grace and dignity. And they've got a great fan base and they've got a great history, original six.
A lot of people would disagree about a few of the things you just said. The great fan base and grace and dignity. But everything else, you know.
Would you support Boston Celtic then?
I don't know.
But you liked basketball
this is the
before
thing.
hockey.
So I had like a couple of seasons where I kind of was watching the NBA, and I talked to the Brooklyn Nets. So I suppose if I was to got into it again, for example, probably go with them. But there was no reason. Like, I just kind of liked. I think I liked the kit or something like that. It was just something that.
Going back to ice hockey, good point you made there about the rebuild situation because Boston Celtic is going through a rebuild thing.
Yeah.
And they're always in the playoff kind of picture. Always.
Did they win last year or the year before? Boston?
No, last year. Probably about 3 years, 4 years ago.
But
they were really good back in the day. But great.
Yeah.
Well,
like Larry Bird and that kind of.
They've got a really big fan base.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But it's like choosing a team. So when I was in Bali, like last year, like March last year, and it was the NBA playoffs, and I really liked Anthony Edwards, so I started watching like the Timberwolves games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think there's nothing wrong with a bit of diversity, like within your teams.
It's not saying nothing wrong with it, but I don't think. I suppose this is something I can relate to. Then is like trying to find if you are looking for a team, you are actively looking for a team sport because it's a new sport that you've got into. You need reasons sometimes. Sometimes like I need a reason to support a team. So if you've got something. Even if it's that I already support a team from that city, it's something. Okay, I will support them then. Sometimes you're just kind of out in the fucking wild and you're like, I don't know who to support. I don't want to do the obvious thing. But then again, I can't. There's nothing screaming to me about any of these teams.
Yeah, but this is like what's so inviting about what we've done this season because there was you spitballed a couple of teams and like your hockey knowledge of teams in general anyway. Like you could name a few. And people would be like, oh, well, I've known that from back in the day, so I'll support them.
Yeah,
but we've gone through the whole process. But, it was probably 3/4 through the season when you actually said that you liked Boston and you'd been watching them. So I think that's great. You don't have to go, I'll support them. Watch a couple of games.
There's no rush. There's no rush.
Long-time fan of the channel, like Naomi, like she was watching, for some reason, she wanted to watch games around like the Seattle, Washington area. Right. And those are the teams that she gravitated toward. Yeah. So just dip your toe in. And fucking,
just see what.
See what
shit
fits.
at the wall. See what sticks.
There we go.
Any more to say on this game? We've gone off piste again.
What can you say? What can you?
The big man fight.
Yeah,
it's Douglas.
So you know what?
He gives me Jim McDonald energy.
Oh man,
the big man,
the Belfast Bruiser,
the Belfast Giant.
Fuck me, yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah, proper. Like, do you know what? Like, it's been so long since I've seen a heavyweight tilt like that, and you didn't have to see a knockout. You didn't have to see someone go to the floor. Like, it was just so enjoyable that the two big dudes on the team went. Should we go?
Should we just have it? Yeah.
And I fucking loved that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, they've killed him off, Jim McDonald. Do you know that?
He's been through some shit. Didn't he have one leg at one point?
I don't know. He's I'm not a big soap fan, but he's
they've killed him. What? How did he die?
I don't know. He didn't die in the show. I think Steve just got a phone call saying your dad's dead.
That's fucked up. Didn't you used to serve him at Waitrose.
Yeah. He came in once. So like, what's his name? He's Charlie something.
Oh, McAvoy.
Yeah. So I didn't even work on the checkouts. So I was just walking past, going out to my van to like carry on my route, and he stopped me and he was like, "Excuse me, can you get a few more staff on these? There's queues everywhere." I was like, "All right, Jim, fuck off, Jim."
Was he a big guy or was he just not burly?
A bit, yeah.
I feel like you could have slapped the fuck out of him.
I don't know. Because in my head, he's Jim McDonald.
Yeah. It's what's associated. Do you know what? If you
big man,
the all-time hardest cunts in the UK, like you gotta go Jim McDonald, you go
number one,
Ronnie Pickering, and the Wheelstone Raider. Like there's an aura of just people that you just wouldn't fuck with.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jim McDonald, man.
Do you know they do Misfits boxing and stuff like that?
Yeah,
like
sure.
YouTubers. They need to do it with people like that.
Jim McDonald?
In character.
A celebrity deathmatch.
Yeah, like exactly. Oh, I love that. It's so good.
That would be so fucking good. Maybe that's our next venture if we can.
Fucking hell.
Jim McDonald versus Waitrose worker.
We started a little hockey podcast and now we're arranging fights with celebrities.
Can't pay them, we just tell them that the other ones talk shit about
versus
him.
Mason Mount.
That's a main event anywhere in the world.
Oh god, man, I'd pay good money for that. Anything else then from around the league? Around the world. You had something you wanted to show me, didn't you? You want to do that now?
Yeah, let's do that now. Before you watch it, let me just give everyone a little bit of context. Let me give you a bit of context. So I was really excited about us recording last weekend because it was Tampa versus Calgary. Yeah. And the very first season that I watched was 2004 when Tampa won the cup.
Yeah.
It was a back and forth battle. It ended up going 7 games. Tampa ended up winning, obviously. They lifted the cup. Game 6 is a bit of a talking point. If you'd like to watch the clip.
Okay.
And
so you've sent me a video.
Yeah.
Let's scrub it up.
The video is about 1:20. You could probably go to about 40 seconds and just watch from there.
Oh, that's over.
Yeah.
That's over the line.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So this is game 6.
Game 6. More context. Calgary were 3 games up. If that had have gone in and they'd have won that game, they'd be.
This is the final as well.
They'd have been Stanley Cup champions. But the goal was disallowed.
How have I never heard about this? Like, because I've gone back and like looked at like old, Stanley Cup winners and that.
Yeah.
Like that. Because that's not just Calgary winning. That is a Canadian team winning for the first time in. Well, back then it would have been 11 years. It was like 93, wasn't it? Like Montreal. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing back then they did. So if anyone who hasn't seen it, if you just search 2004 Stanley Cup.
Well, you can put the clip in. You can put
I'll put the clip in. But like I'm guessing they didn't do replays and send it to Toronto.
No, they did. They. I don't think it went to Toronto at that point.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of talk about it, and I think there was a bit of they didn't want the cup to end in that way, because that's a clear goal.
What do you mean they didn't want it to end in that way? As in they did.
Do you know what? Maybe I'm. Yeah. Let me have that one back.
Even if that's right, I think that's a fucking.
Let me have that one back, because it wasn't exactly in OT.
Yeah.
So there's a way that you want things to end, and then there's. That. Yeah. So, and there was still a lot of time to play. So, Tampa could have still realistically got back into the game if they'd have allowed that goal. I mean, Calgary are the unofficial 2004 Stanley Cup champions, because that clearly went over the line.
They are like the Senegal, aren't they? Were you about to say that?
Actually, just about to say exactly the same thing.
You'll have to talk me through that.
So Senegal won the African Cup of Nations early in the year. But then there was this whole... Morocco got given a penalty.
Dude, I do know this. Is this when they walked off?
So Senegal walked off.
Yeah, we've talked about this.
Anyway, so they came back on. Anyway, after this whole fucking deliberate... Senegal went on to win. They've taken the cup off Senegal now, retroactively, and given it to Morocco.
Right.
But Senegal won it on the pitch. Like, so Morocco will go in the history books or whatever. But it's mad. Like, and Senegal were playing a friendly the other night or a qualifier or something. They paraded the trophy round before the match. We're the fucking champions. It's crazy, but so it's not quite the same, but.
Yeah,
you could argue, they are that was over the line.
Yeah,
God,
I mean, it's just a moment in time now. I mean, no one's gonna keep dredging that up. But I really wanted you to see that video last week when it was that game.
Right?
But,
mate, bring a few more of these. And I love seeing like controversial.
Calgary won last week, so I'd say they might be even.
Oh yeah, well they beat Vancouver, didn't they? Yeah, 7. It's all right.
Yeah, going pretty good for you, Calgary fans.
Calgary have they won a Stanley Cup before?
No.
Oh my God, that's it. It's another level, isn't it? Now it's not just the first Canadian team in however long. It's not just it's their first ever. Like
cheated, but to be fair, it was Tampa's first when they won.
Yeah,
and that was under John Torts as well.
This is nothing against Tampa. Like fucking hell, like I just think, what do you do in that situation? Like
it's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, but. Did any of the players kind of appeal for it?
Do you know? I don't.
Was it just happening so fast where even they probably didn't notice it?
No. There was a huge stink about it, but I mean, they didn't do a Senegal or the other team where they walked off and just refused to play until they were given the goal. But now I was like the NHL tape trader back in the day, back in school. I'd record whatever, and it was just a random game, and I'd watch it and I'd take it in, and I'd either give it to Rick, there was a lad called Stefan, just people, I was
the CD guy.
Right.
I had a CD burner first.
I can see that.
I was doing the pirate.
Like what was it? LimeWire. What was before LimeWire?
LimeWire, Kazaa.
Right.
original
Oh,
Napster.
Napster. That's going back, isn't it?
Fucking hell.
It's giving you age now, isn't it?
MySpace was the one, man.
You download, a track and it'd take about half an hour and then it'd be a virus or porn.
Yeah. You never knew what you were opening once you'd
or you
clicked
tried to
into
download
it.
porn and it'd be music and it was just all over the show. But
Remember downloading a video of onto the family computer. It's like Mr. Choose Asian Beaver.
I don't know what this is, Dad. I don't know.
I thought it was a Pixar film.
It's Toy Story.
You were half right. It was Toy Story. Do you know what? While we've got our minds in the gutter,
go for
let me. No, it's just a Instagram comment, and I've really tried hard finding it again. So the Edmonton player Kasperi Kapanen.
I've heard his name.
Yeah.
Are we going on Edmonton this week?
No. So basically, his wife was in the stands, and they're just interviewing her, and she's pretty easy on the eye. And then they're just giving her trivia questions on her.
I've seen it. They do a whole series of different wives.
Sure.
Yeah.
I click into the comments.
No, don't do that.
It's funny.
Okay.
It's funny. Top comment. Some guy puts cheeks clapping in. I was just laughing for fucking ages to myself, because it's such cheap heat, and
but sometimes it's just good.
It's so fucking good. The fact that he saw it and he's put to it. He's like
he has typed that, sat back and gone. Yeah. He's so proud of that. He's really proud of that.
And he gets if you're watching this, I doubt you are, but if you're watching this, you get the rookie season fucking seal of approval for that one, mate. The 5 Flyers, everyone's backing you on this one, mate. That was poetry.
What time are we on, Conson? 40, right. So next week, anyway, we're not doing a game of the week anymore.
No, that is done.
We're just going to freestyle it. Just talk about the Holy, because it's nearly playoff time anyway. So who you enjoying watching at the moment? Who have you watched this week?
This week, admittedly, just because of the situation at home, I've not actually watched anything. I've only just managed to watch this. I fucking love the situation Boston are in right now. I can't lie.
It is. Do you know what? Because we've not recorded for 2 weeks now. So since then, we've lost to the Toronto Maple Leafs at home, beat the Buffalo Sabres away. They are the 90s Man City of the NHL. The problem is that they are overall doing really well. They had a comeback win last night, 3-0 down against Columbus. They were last night.
Right.
They won in the shootout. They're being quite. I saw a post on Reddit. It was, and that's another cesspit you don't want to go down. But they're playing Jeremy Swayman a lot. They're starting him a lot. They're getting a bit over reliant on him. Okay. And he's not playing badly, but like last night, for example, or was it the night before? Whenever this goes out, so it'll be the night before. They kind of had to rely on that offense to get that comeback win. Whereas early in the season, it feels like a game he would have shut down. There was nothing and he's been in such good form. Remember I said after the Olympics, he's having a bit of a dip. He's been
because of that goal that went in.
He's been so good since. Yeah. He's just been unbelievable.
Who is your backup Tendy?
Corpusalo. Eunice Corpusalo.
Right. I've heard that. I don't think I've ever.
As well. He played for Finland in Limbo. I don't think he started again.
I think it was Lankinen who
it would have been. Yeah. But that's just one of them concerns where the problem is Montreal are just doing so well. Montreal will not give up that 2-point difference.
Yeah.
It is.
They're storming it again.
It's one of them decisions, isn't it, where you have to keep racking them points up, so you're going to have to play your best goalie. Well, you can't take the gamble of
falling out of that race. Yeah, especially with 8 games left. It's just one of them. You're just going to have to see where the chips fall when you get into the playoffs.
So as we speak, Boston are 4 points clear of Columbus.
You're in wildcard 1.
Wildcard 1 now, yeah. So they've built up a little bit of a gap. So I'd like to see Corpusel probably start the next one at least, which I think he will. I'm not sure who we're even.
Who is your next game?
I'm not too sure. I can tell you now.
Ottawa have a game in hand against Columbus and the 2 points. I think they're on
they're against
88.
Columbus as well.
No, so
as on Columbus,
yeah, but
mean,
the
right.
88 points Ottawa, and I'm pretty sure Columbus are 90 points.
Right.
So I'd love to see Ottawa make it.
Yeah, I would.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Shout out Sean if you want to.
Yeah, so obviously we've got some big things happening over the next few weeks with Sean. Sean's going to be joining us a lot more frequently.
Yeah. We've Dallas is our next game, so that'll be a nice little spanking for us.
Yeah, they fucked you guys last time, didn't they? That was a proper
it was
bad fucking score.
7-2, 7-3, something like that.
Listen, it's me. We just got buried off Calgary 7-3, and I'm
Dallas.
giving you
We
shit.
spoke about Dallas, didn't we, a couple of weeks ago? Like their depth is like ridiculous. I think Jason Robinson and who's your other man?
Oh right.
I think they're only team this season who've got 2 men on 40 goals, over 40 goals on the same fucking team. Like,
was it Rantanen?
It probably is. It probably is. Yeah, I could get the stats up.
No. Don't worry. We don't have to go that deep.
Stats, but yeah. I think if you had to put money on it now, they are who I would go for the whole thing.
I can see that.
Yeah. Not saying I won't change my mind in a few weeks.
I can foresee that happening.
Yeah.
I mean, not Buffalo, because you were riding heavy on Buffalo last
Buffalo,
week.
I think Buffalo are great. It's with Buffalo is the lack of playoff experience. Do you know what I mean? When they're at that, they've done so well.
Yeah.
So we need some little award categories at the end of the season. So
we'll do
overachievers
that for sure.
Like,
we'll do
and
that,
then do the predictions for that at the start of this next season.
We'll
get into that. We'll get into the weeds of that.
Yeah, just quickly, so I don't know how you've not found this, or maybe you have, because you're really quite high on these feel good stories. Rasmus Dahlin about his girlfriend, the heart transplant.
No, I'm not aware of this. Go on.
No, so she had a heart transplant about.
Rasmus Dahlin, is he the guy who got whacked in the fucking neck?
Yeah, he fucking deserves all this bad karma that's coming on him, because it was like 2 games straight. He got like viciously assaulted at like GBH. So his girlfriend had like heart surgery, and the first game was the other night where she came to watch him and stuff, and people were saying like, that's why he played the way that he did. I mean, he's been playing great anyway, but. I don't know. It's quite a touching story, that, isn't it? Really, and obviously, if they end up going all the way, like again, that's just another year where there's been like this massive story like going on in the background.
Yeah. What was another year? What's the other year?
Well, you fucking put me right on the spot.
I'm sorry.
There's always
serve that one right back to you.
There's a lot of storylines that go on. I'd have to have a think.
Yeah. The thing is, we can watch some of them in the off season as well. We love narrative. Narrative. Should we wrap it up there then?
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah. Thank you very much for joining us. I've been Andy the Rookie.
I'm Steve.
See you next week.